Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 201. But like usual, let's talk a little about last chapter, 200. Also, I got my Puchita t-shirt. I mean, we do have Chainsaw Man versus Chainsaw Man at the end there, so I guess it's fitting. So, I I've been thinking about like, oh, should I go into this whole discussion just regarding the title of the chapter, of chapter 200? Because it's like, okay, well, we don't really know what word was used in Japanese and what the implications of that could be. So we only have the English one to go off of. And that one has its own certain connotations that I don't know if Fujimoto intended. So that's why I've been like, should I or should I not? So I'm gonna try to keep it brief. And also it also depends on on what characters this implies. Or it could be all three. Between Denji and Asa or between Denji and Yoru. So between Denji and Asa, it's like, okay, well. So if I think of the word toxic in conjunction with the word couple, then I think, oh, okay, well, that means these two individuals are being very unhealthy towards each other and they're not good together. So for one, it's like, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense for both of those uh, dynamics. Yeah, character dynamics. But like, oh, they're unhealthy for each other. And like, I'm not, like, if you ask me, like, oh, is Asa bad for Denji? It wouldn't be like an immediate no. And that's because all of the bad comes from the other person that resides within her. Granted, I still don't think that would be like a good couple. Even if Yoru didn't exist, like, I still think there's like some fundamental uh, fundamental differences between them that I don't think they would be able to get through. Even if this whole thing wasn't as complicated as it is. But that's not, that's a different question. Like, would they make a good couple? That's not it. Would they make a toxic couple? And it's like, okay, should I even try to take Yoru out of the equation? Because it's just, impossible to ignore. Does Fujimoto want us to ignore it? I don't think so. But then, like, I would feel bad. It's like trying to put Yoru's wrongdoings onto Asa. That's really unfair. That's basically what she does herself in the chapter itself. So that's why I'm like, that's a difficult one. Are Denji and Asa? So I think right now that Denji is bad for Asa, but like, would that be the case if Yoru never was in their lives? Probably not. So that's why it's a difficult question. But yes, right now Denji is. And like, is Asa is bad for him as well? Maybe? So yeah, I don't have a clear answer for that one. As for Yoru and Denji as a dynamic, like, there's no question. Yes, Yoru is bad for Denji. There's no other way around it other than being delusional. But just trying to say, is Denji bad for you? It just gives me a bad taste in my mouth. You know, like what is he supposed to do? That gets all kinds of messy. You know. Oh well, if Denji didn't want Yoda to do X or Y, he should just stop her. Like that's such a shitty thing to say. You know, when someone like Denji and just the mentality that he's developed throughout all the people that have abused him is like, yeah, saying Denji is bad for you just feels like victim blaming, and like I've said, that's something I hate. But I mean, there's definitely like it's not so cut and dry either, because when you bring up the whole like, oh well, you know, Asa is telling him that Yoru is gonna do some really uh, bad stuff in the world as a whole, and he's asking for help. But then just like, okay, well, I don't know what to do, so let's do nothing. Then that's like, okay, yeah, you can hold Denji accountable for that one, because Asa was basically begging for him to do something, and he didn't. So he knows something is bound to happen if he doesn't do anything. So I guess he's guilty of inaction on that one. So it's like there are some things where like, how can you expect him to do, you know, to stop Yoda from some things, but other things is like, no, I get it. So it's not so black and white. But yeah, just also as a, where's this? Yeah, I used to always think about the bad things, always be stuff at everyone for living normal lives, like while I was going through hell. And it turns out they were just trying not to think about it. It's interesting how there is a difference in the way that Asa thinks as she adopts the same Denji coping mechanism of, you know, ignorance is bliss. But while Asa is actually starting to see and understanding other people's feelings other than her own, instead of just completely sheltering herself in her little shell and always trying to be like, no, I'm right. That's not something we've ever seen Denji do, actually. Well, not to this degree. Like, as I was thinking about, like, probably like the people who bullied her, or the people who just, you know, she badmouthed as they passed by. Whereas Denji would be empathetic about people who he has spent a lot of time with, or he thinks they actually like him, even if that's not the case. But yeah, just Asa giving up for now, anyway, about trying to do something about Yoru as well. and just assimilating the awfulness of Yoru and putting that onto herself. That's concerning. But then we go into the end of the chapter where Fakesaw appears. And here I thought that Fakesaw basically, like, basically, how do you say it? Parried the bang attack and pushed it towards the building. But I think he actually cut it in half, and that's why both of the buildings behind him took damage. But yeah, interesting that he didn't introduce himself as Chainsaw Man. So he wouldn't do that in front of the real one. Some cool choreography. And I'm guessing that the line of "Are you aware of the mistake you've made?" is about like Yoru is going to be the main contributor to the Nostradamus prophecy. I do wonder if Fakesaw already knows that Denji kinda knows, even though we don't know specifics. Though I feel like Fakesaw would still try, even if he knows that Denji already knows. Okay, let's get into the next chapter. Also, I got spoiled a little bit. I saw real Femi on a panel, so now I know that she's gonna appear in 201. But, I don't know anything of what she's gonna do, but I told you anyway, to be transparent. Okay, let's get to it. A rock, a hand, someone throwing the rock, a guy being hit by the rock, saying ouch. Hey, what's the big idea? Title of the chapter is Terror Looks Like This. Does it? It looks pretty mundane. And we just see Fami. Are you afraid of me? What is she doing? She's nuts. Should we call the Vigilante Corps? No, that's not necessary. Is this a new thing? Pretty sure it is. Probably like the people that get rid of the chainsaw people. Ow! Now she threw a rock at the other guy. It hurts, right? You're as terrified as can be now, right? That's my mission. Okay. Was this really Death's plan for Femi? To terrorize and save you guys. Yep. Okay. Now throw a rock at a kid. Oh, and this time actually he's bleeding. They're giving her judging looks. Yeah, I don't think this is fear. I think this is a different emotion. Yeah, that zoom in on her eyes full of tears. This is not going the way she thought it was gonna go. Oh, it's fallen. You silly goose, that's anger, not terror. That's it. Yeah. Call the Vigilante Corps. Terror looks like this. Oh no, oh boy. Oh, we changed scene. Alright. Chainsaw versus Chainsaw. A mistake. Are there like... What There look like 3 things falling from the sky. People? Whoa, what the? Yep, they are. Alright, yep. Yeah, that's Falling's power. Is Denji gonna recognize it? Okay, they're screaming and basically just being spun around him. Yoru recognizes it. This is... No! Crap. Oh. Okay, Denji grabbed one of them? No. No, the lady grabbed onto him. Whoa! Oh, okay, he's grabbing a sign so that both of them don't float up. Although, I'm pretty sure it wasn't fear, right? What made you go up? It was remembering trauma. Gotcha. Oh, I don't think the sign is gonna hold for long. She's still holding on. Did you save her because she's a woman? Oh, okay. Okay, we're doing this. Okay. Fakesaw is not at all being affected by the power and gets closer. Yoru, help me! Why would she? The only thing that's gonna happen is that woman will get sent to hell and die. Why would Yoru care? Oh. That first panel at the bottom of the page is interesting for her reaction. She looks genuinely surprised that he'd say that. Then goes neutral and a smile. Bang. Of course, why not? Just speed up the process. That poor woman. What is Denji gonna do? Is he still gonna try to hold on to what remains of her arm? He wasn't able to. No way! Yeah, she just kept floating up. Oh, we get 2 panels of just Denji staring at where she went. Also, because of this, we don't get a response from Fakesaw's question. Yoru laughs. She screamed, "No way! Ha 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 ha!" Of course, she finds it hilarious. Ooh. I know it's just, Denji's chainsaw head, but there's something about it. That you can just feel the weight of his emotions right now as he's staring at the woman's hand on the floor. You look cute, but you were a devil all along. I mean, he already knew that. In the cafe, she said, "I'm the word devil." But finally, he's having a reaction to her being cruel to humans. "I'm the only woman you need, aren't I?" Oh, yo, that's the end of the chapter. Oh, the last panel is Fakesaw just honed in, paying attention to their interactions. Oh, this is really interesting. No. Oh man. Oh, that cliffhanger legit hurt. I so wanted to see what Denji was gonna say next. It could be 50-50. Okay, okay. I like the chapter. I really did. Um, the I I'm not entirely sure what the intent is of the family scene. I'm not gonna lie. Just getting more of her personality. Do I feel like we already like had established how just like she's all about like, oh, my mission is to save you by killing you guys. But then she just throws rocks. That's a first. A devil who can't be scary even when she tries. Like, what? But Fallen came in and actually started doing what Death actually sent them to do. Also, right when we go back to Denji and Fakesaw, he asks, "A mistake?" And Fakesaw did not respond because, I mean, Denji gets distracted by all the people floating, but Fakesaw could have still answered, but for some reason he didn't. But yeah, easily uh, the best part to me was the whole exchange between Denji and Yoru. Like, sure, you might say, like, why would Denji even try? He's already seen Yoru just have no uh, qualms about killing humans. So why in the world would he think that she might try and help? But I mean, he doesn't have anyone else to ask for help. So that's another show of how lonely Denji is. Like he already knows that their levels of caring or trying to care anyway about others are very different, you know? Like Yoru is in the negatives, whereas Denji's fluctuate between being low and then raising. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's because he doesn't have anyone else. He can't do it by himself right now, so he just goes to the other person that's with him. Of course, Yoru does what she does, and Denji's genuinely shook by it. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how this one is different than any other time Yoru has killed someone in front of him. Like, what out of anything, out of any other one, made Denji really reconsider his opinion of Yoru? And it's not exactly the same, but him saying you were a devil all along does remind me of when Yoru uses the Statue of Liberty gun to shoot Pochita, and Asa is like, "Oh right, this is a devil." So hopefully, Denji will try to distance himself from Yoru now. Since I'm pretty sure him calling her a devil is being used as an insult. And it seems like he's starting to have enough of her disregard of human life. Unlike him, who, after everything that's happened to him, he still tries. Despite that, what Yoru says to him at the cafe, you know? Just embrace being a devil and whatnot. You can do whatever you want. Denji still tries to help humans. And I'm pretty sure he still sees himself as at least somewhat human. Yeah, it's probably because of the way that Denji sees himself and what, constitutes his identity, that he just can't align with Yoru's views right now. At the end of the day, Denji can't join fully the side of devils. It's just not in him. At least at the moment, of course. But yeah, I do wish we could have gotten into the whole did Denji save this person because she's a woman? Like, would he have done the same thing and tried if it was a man who clung onto him? I mean, probably at first. But yeah, I wish we could have gotten a conversation out of that topic. But I guess I don't know if it's put on hold or if it's just like, oh, okay, we're just moving past it. But yeah, okay. I think that's all I have to say for this chapter at the moment. And I'm guessing that the reason why Denji isn't floating himself is because falling isn't attacking him directly. But it would be really good if we actually got a Denji versus falling again, and she tries to use Aki and Power's memories. Now Naruto would be added to that. But this time, just cutting his brain is not enough, and he has to confront his grief. But let me not get ahead of myself. I'm gonna leave this one here today. But I'm really, really curious about where we're going next chapter. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.